Alright guys, it's February. We're in the middle of the month. We're actually hitting the latter half. We've had Valentine's Day come through. It's also Black History Month. And also Ant-Man and the Wasp is currently in theaters or coming out whenever you see this video. So this one drink is gonna cover everything because we're gonna cover Black History Month because the drink is gonna be based on Kang the Conqueror. We're gonna cover the Ant-Man movie because the drink is gonna be based on Kang the Conqueror, and we're gonna cover Valentine's Day because you gonna love Kang the Conqueror in this movie. So, what are we doing? And nothing else. That's not fair. You're right, it's not fair. Everybody else did their parts too, or whatever. Alright, let's hit it. What we doing? Okay, so Kang is a conqueror, which means he is royalty. Ergo, I decided we're gonna use Empress Gin for this. Empress Gin is his signature color. So, that's the basis we're gonna start from. And I decided, let's just do a riff on a gin fizz. Okay. And just make it purple. Okay. There will be some slight changes to it that I feel would make for a distinct taste than from a regular gin fizz. Now, to be fair, this will be the first time I've had a gin fizz before. And you're already using a variant. Yeah. Did you see what I did there? Yeah, I told you that. I watched the Loki. So yeah, we're gonna do that and see if this works, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. I guess I could go over, the rules of the Ramos Gin Fizz and all of that, and how if you ask a bartender for it, they'll probably spit in your face and leave, or tell you to leave. They'll ask you to leave politely but firmly, to leave the bar. Because this drink is a physical undertaking to do because of all the shaking that has to be done. Now, when I did research on this drink, you had some folks saying that all that shaking isn't necessary per se in regards to the dry shaking and then the regular shaking and stuff like that. But you're going to need to shake this enough so that the consistency will allow for that head to pop up when you pour it. Right. So we're gonna be shaking for a minute, and I say we because I'm gonna pass this off to you to do some of that shaking. I'm going to do stuff. Yes, you're gonna do stuff. Look at you. God. So we already started with half an ounce of lemon juice, and I'm gonna keep that going with half an ounce of lime juice. Next ingredient. Oh, and I'm using a phone because this is a list of stuff. So, if you don't like it, simple syrup will do an ounce of that. And you made this simple syrup. Is it any kind of fancy simple syrup, or is it just plain old simple syrup? It's plain old simple syrup, a little thicker than usual because I use more sugar. The ratio I use calls for more sugar than water. So, do with that as you will. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Let's do 2 drops of vanilla extract. Okay. Which for me is going to be, I'm gonna say that's the equivalent of half a bar spoon, or under half a bar spoon. Like right there. Okay. Drop that next up, we are going to do 1 ounce of club soda. I know that's weird because the club soda more or less would go in last. But if we need some more, we'll supplement. Okay. Next up, okay, heavy cream, 1 ounce of heavy cream. Shaking that up real good before you put it in. Of course. Why would I not do that? That would just be stupid. So I guess we can talk about Kang as a character. He has many powers, but most of it is time travel. Actually, he's just a guy. But I mean, like, so is Iron Man, but like the superpower is the armor for Iron Man. For Kang, he's from the future, and so he has a lot of future weapons and stuff like that. He has a lot of different variants as you see in Loki, and because of that, he's actually been several different villains in the Marvel universe over the years in the comics. Yep. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing. I'm actually adding half a bar spoon of grenadine. And you'll understand why later. And this is where we deviate from the regular gin Fizz. Okay. And that is half a bar spoon of blue curacao. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I want that color. I want that purple color to be prominent in the drink, and you're only gonna really get that with, in other words, like just with the Empress gin, it's not gonna work. So in order to reinforce that color, I wanted to use blue curacao and grenadine. Okay. Now the blue curacao is citrus based, so it should add to the flavor. The grenadine is a sugar, is a syrup and a sugar. So like, in other words, I'm anticipating that the flavors won't throw this drink off too much because there's so little amount of it in there that, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. You don't think that that with the grenadine in there that it won't be too sweet? We're doing egg white, by the way. Yeah, I don't think so. If not, you can just par down the simple syrup. With a lot of cocktails, what goes into them, and I always wonder how, especially back in the day, like back in the old timey days, how they would have come up with something like that. I'd love to see you have come up with you know what, I'm not even gonna say anything because it might spoil some things, so I'll leave it alone. Okay, well, the next ingredient is a bar spoon of Fernet Branca. Now, I figure this will give the drink a bold flavor in the background, as it were, it shouldn't be too overpowering. And basically I was thinking, Kang is a strong person. He takes over the room.
He's strong.
Whenever he walks in, oh, he's strong. One would say he's strong.
Yeah.
Or swole, as it were.
He'll beat your ass. As he demonstrates in the film.
Okay, last but not least, 2 ounces of our Empress gin. Tension mounts, you guys. Now, as I think we discussed before, I did research on this drink, and there were various opinions and whatnot, or theses as it were. I used that word wrong, but whatever. Regarding how long you shake this drink, or how many times you shake this drink, or whatever. I'm just gonna put the ice in there and go for it instead of doing a dry shake first. But I will try to shake this for as long as possible.
Okay.
So let's do. I think they said like you shake this for like a minute.
You want me to keep count? You want me to keep a timer?
Nah, it's fine. Because they're going to skip this part in the editing. Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
We're going to skip this part in the editing.
Just for your sake, I'll keep a count.
Oh, okay.
Let me put on
I want to make sure this is airtight.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
3 hours later.
Moment of truth.
Okay.
You got some hair peeking.
I did it, guys.
Let's take a picture of these.
Unfortunately, they didn't turn out as purple as I wanted them to.
Yeah, they're still more gray.
But that's fine.
Kang Fizz.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right.
We got a straw? I don't want to drink these straight up.
Brought to you by Zaxby's.
Okay. See how we did. Going through the side. Okay. So my initial fear was that it was going to be too sweet, and that's alleviated. I'm getting more. It's actually pretty good. It can be refined. I do think that so a little peek of how the sausage is made. We've tried this before, and that's why we came up with the idea of trying to do grenadine and blue curacao to get that purple color, because it came out gray before. And now that we know that it didn't work this go around,
You don't have to do that, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, you don't have to do that. So if you're making this,
Don't put grenadine. Don't put Don't put grenadine and don't put blue curacao in it.
Right.
With that said, I'm not getting anything sweet, and that's good. Well, it's not that I'm not getting anything sweet. It's just not overly sweet. The citrus is what's coming through and what's making it taste good, actually.
As it should.
The Fernet is sitting in the back, which is also really good. The Fernet actually gives it a very good flavor. And you know, that cream and that vanilla extract is also shining through.
Mm-hmm.
The vanilla extract with the Fernet, it works. To me, it works. I like the way this tastes. Like I said, I'd cut out the blue curacao and I'd cut out the grenadine and just rely on the simple syrup. But other than that, this is pretty good.
Okay.
Guess I'll give it a go. See what you're talking about. See what the hype's about. Yeah. The citrus, vanilla, and Fernet blend perfectly together. The citrus leaves. The Fernet is a heavy anchor. And the vanilla bonds both of them together. And the club soda is basically the vehicle that carries everything.
Right.
That carries those three flavors. And I'll ask you this too. Is it necessary to put the club soda in before the shake? Is that a mandatory part in making the cocktail?
No.
I would say don't do that then. The 1 ounce club soda that was put in there was from a recipe. Was from a specific recipe.
Okay.
So that's why I did that. But as you know, those recipes have varied. Because I found several ways to make this drink. But I will say this: if you want to put your an ounce of club soda in here before the shake, it's okay.
Okay.
Feel free to do that. In terms of the inspiration of this drink, Kang the Conqueror, do you think it lives up to him? Do you think he would enjoy this, or would he kill us because he thought it was mid? What do you think? I think he'll be fine. I mean, usually when I think of making drinks off fictional characters in his I guess the type of character he is, I usually think something that would be liquor forward, like an old fashioned or something like that. But I mean, how many times can you do an old fashioned for villain characters and stuff like that? And because of the nature of how the drink is made, it's suitable for Kang's power set. I mean, he wouldn't have to shake it for a minute or more. He can just use his time power, then speed that process up. So, this time is a cage, you see. Time is a cage, according to him. I don't remember the rest of that line, but I remember time was a cage. That was a thing he said in the movie.
Yes.
Well, we saw the movie. What were your thoughts on the movie? It's fine. Yeah. I don't see what all the... You're not looking for another Infinity War or Endgame or whatever the fuck. Like, the Ant-Man movies were always silly family movies Like, the moment they started calling Michael Douglas Grandpa Hank, I was like, well, that's the movie. That's a family movie. You grown 30-year-old ass man need to stop looking for, like, Paul Rudd say motherfucker or whatever. It's not happening. Like, let your kids enjoy a silly movie with glide monsters and stuff and the little teenage girl running around in a purple suit. Let them enjoy that. That's what that's for.
I think it's interesting because you know me and you. I have a I don't want to say contentious, but I have my personal thoughts on the Ant-Man franchise as a whole. This isn't in a bad way, but I don't take the first two movies seriously. Like up until now, all his villains were never really villains. They were never threats. Like, I felt like regular people could beat those people.
And that's okay.
And that's fine, and that's okay, because I recognize when Marvel makes these movies and they're doing genres.
Disney, let's put that out there.
Okay, when Disney makes these movies and they're putting all these characters in different genres, the whole point is so that you can have movies for everybody. Because not
adults can watch them and children can watch them.
But more importantly than that, you can have an entire catalog where you'll have something that can appeal to somebody. And the Ant-Man movies, I always thought were supposed to be for kids. That's why Cassie was such a thorough line through all three movies.
And
she
I'll
was
say
a
this
little
too.
girl in the first one. She was still a little girl in the second one, and she's
a
a
teenager
in the third one.
And I'll say this too. Well, to capitalize on what you were saying for Kathy, she is a through line because children need to see that no matter what age you are, you can always make a difference and help people, and that you should. I mean, like, the lesson was put straight out there. You should look out for the little guy. As corny as that sounds, the point is,
and
these
funny
movies
because
are supposed to appeal to children and teach them base lessons like that. But what I was going to say is, Disney, they're making these movies for everybody, but also not everything is going to be for everybody, and that's okay.
And that's my point. You have the Ant-Man movies that are family movies that children can watch. I would even say they can be like if you have a younger child that would have been Cassie's age in the first movie, those movies can be like their introduction to the MCU. And then, as they get older, then you can introduce them to your Spider-Man, your Captain America, and then you can, because Deadpool 3 is coming soon.
Exactly.
And that's not going to be
part of the Marvel slate.
Exactly.
Like, that's official.
And that's going to be a hard
You're not taking your kid to that.
Exactly.
So
no matter how much they beg for it.
So let them have the Ant-Man, and you can have that.
Exactly.
30-year-old man-child.
And that's why I find it interesting because, like I said, I never took the Ant-Man movie seriously. Because
I don't either.
Anytime me, a regular citizen, can whoop your ass, even though you in a bee suit, like the second movie, Ghost wasn't the villain. The second movie was really Walton Goggins and his country Motown band
and his rowdy gang.
Exactly, those were the villains. If I can whoop your ass, you not a villain.
All you needed, you call the police.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's for the police,
which is why Jimmy Woo was in the movie.
Exactly.
Because they were like, no, you don't call Ant-Man. You call the police.
Randall Park whoops his ass. And even then, that's below Randall Park.
Exactly. So when we get to this one, I personally think it's the best of the franchise, but I don't put the franchise on that high of a pedestal. I personally think it's the best of the franchise because it's like,
I'm thinking Kang might call Ant-Man a motherfucker. He was that close. He was that close.
Yes, he was.
Of course, he owns the movie, but everybody else has their bright spots in the movie. Except for Michelle Pfeiffer. I need 2 minutes with you.
Yeah.
Your acting was good, but and this ain't your fault. So maybe it's the director and the writer I need to talk to. I need 2 minutes with them because in my opinion, you slow that movie down. With that being said, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're notified of all content coming to the channel. Also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
And
all that rowdy stuff. And go see Ant-Man, I guess. Or not. Do what you want. It's up to you.